10 seconds remaining. LGD's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. LGD's turn to pick.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the English coverage of the Boston Major. Here we're going to have the final game of the playoffs. Winner of the series moves on to the main event at Boston. Loser going home empty-handed. I'm Android, being joined by Purge. How's it going, man?
Pretty good last set, pretty fun to watch. iG.Vitality, they did the same kind of wacky stuff that they did in the first series that they played against LGD, except LGD, Forever Young, was able to react against it a lot better and consistently in their team fights. So hopefully they're sharing information between the teams, and that should give LG an upper hand here. Not to mention the team that loses winner bracket has a tough road ahead of them, having to play series in a row.
Yeah, and the team that knocked LGD into the lower bracket was iG.Vitality. That was a game last night where iG.Vitality took a pretty quick 2-0 against LGD, and now it's time for revenge. Again, this is your last chance to take the last spot at the main event in Boston, so there is everything on the line. These entire qualifiers have led up to this moment, and I sure am excited to see what's going to be going down here. We have got couple of picks on the field. Rubik manages to slide through, immediately snapped up by LGD, comboing with that axe. They've now got a decent amount of control. What's iG.Vit's best bet up against these really strong heroes?
Well, I feel like the thing about LGD's draft so far is it doesn't really reveal too much. I mean, their first two bans being Invis heroes, there's things that iG.Vitality's been playing consistently, and something that LGD was banning in the first series against them. It seemed like Forever Young was able to deal with it, but maybe LGD's style is a bit different and unable to handle that. So by opening with both Rubik and Axe, they have two great disables. Once Axe gets Blink Dagger, they can definitely get kills there. And they have some 1v1 options and some aggro options, which could abuse lanes. It was something they did well when they played against iG.Vitality before, but what really was the issue was the first couple of team fights and skirmishes that they usually lose to iG.Vitality. So that may be a focus they need to really draft towards, is strong heroes by the 10 to
Now, you got to see the previous series. I was upstairs watching horror movies with Slacks. What kind of stuff were iG.Vitality pulling out? Were they going push strats, more team fight oriented lineups?
I felt like the drafting was really more centered around LGD's lineups. They were very like 5-man team fight pushing. Game 2 they went for like a Dragonite strat. Game 1 they went for like an Enigma with I don't know if they had Dragonite game. They did. They had Dragonite both games. Whereas iG.Vitality had Ricky in the first game and Ricky in the second game. They tried to do some roaming stuff. They were really effective game 1. Game 2 didn't go quite so well, and they got behind by a huge amount actually. They had some clutch team fights that made it close at least. But their lane pressure that they do and some of their early rotations were not nearly strong enough. This game they have a lot more team fight though. I like the Slardar pick. I think the Earth Spirit's fantastic for lane pressure as well as early fights. And comboing either of those heroes with Lifestealer should lead to some really easy ganks that hopefully can put that precipice that they've been having trouble before.
Yeah, Lifestealer definitely one of those heroes that does take a little while to scale up. Slardar, not going to be ultra effective until he goes and grabs that Blink Dagger or gets a little mobility for himself, but LGD just come out swinging here. Axe and Ursa picked up pretty early on in the draft. How do you feel about that?
Well, I like Ursa a lot just because it gives them good 1v1 laning options, so it's great against Slardar obviously, and it's also very effective against Lifestealer. So in later stages of the game, if they can chain Sable Lifestealer, it's absolutely a kill. If Ursa gets the BKB, stuns him. So I think it's a good pick here, definitely. It does have some issues in team fights, but it's also nice just because it allows them to take...
Oh, ho, ho, two-headed dragon wrapped up. I mean, it's not crazy rare anymore, but that might be the first Jakiro we've seen of these qualifiers.
It was actually played in the very last game that we saw. It was picked by LGD, and what they used it for was they did a dual off lane, they pressured the lane a little bit, but most importantly, when the Roche started happening, they definitely showed up, and Macro Power was very influential there, and Jakiro just ended up doing chain stuns, kind of the thing. Somebody else initiates, Ice Path follow-up, damage, but definitely the lane team that Jakiro provides is really. I don't know if it's as good here. I'm not sure if I like it versus an Ursa. Here it's a lot of attack speed reduction, Ursa, but he can have this dagger. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and iG.Vitality have both their supports on the board. Earth Spirit definitely likes to be in that more roamy position 4, go kick mid kind of role, but that means Jakiro is going to be really dealing with the lane, and although, you know, Liquid Fire is fantastic for pushing towers, he's not going to be able to rotate and get that early gank pressure unless he's going to leave their position 1 completely isolated. So iG.Vitality now have given a lot of information to LGD, and LGD still have 2 picks to respond to this.
Yeah, so the basically comes down to how much can the Axe get, and an Axe versus Jakiro lifesteal stays good for the Jakiro lifestealer, just because Jakiro has pretty high base strength. He's 2 disables, lots of nukes, and even if he can't rotate very well, like you said, just a TP and then the range of Ice Path can be enough sometimes to set up those ganks. So I think they're kind of covered on that fact. Winter Wyvern, a bit interesting to pick, but very effective against Slardar Lifestealer, just because it's such a good physical damage combo. So Wyvern's pain kind of nearby, he should shut down almost all the bursts from IG. That's a really good pick, I think. Really shows the weakness in IG's draft. That said, they've still got a Jakiro. Requires pretty good against stationary targets that can't move. So
I mean,
maybe it'll be enough.
I'm from North American public school, so my math education is not the best here, but it looks like iG.Vitality, they've got a 2-headed dragon. LGD have a 1-headed dragon, so I just got to give the favor to iG.V right there.
Well, it all depends on if they draft Dragonite afterwards, because we saw Dragonite, just Dragonite Jakiro.
That, yeah, you just got to get the most dragons for your money. Now, is this a time where Axe would just kind of buy Iron Talon and screw off into the jungle and not try to deal with that lane pressure? Because you called it out there, it's going to be really difficult for Axe to get a lot of experience farm out of that lane.
I'm not entirely certain about that, to be honest. Just because Lifestealer's melee, he can lifesteal. Obviously, Open Wounds really helps with that. And Earth Spirit obviously can roam between the two. But I think he could abuse the lane depending on what the dual lanes. Same thing if they do. I think it's a little crazy to do a dual lane with Windfire. Okay, they're gonna aggro try. This is a really smart way to do it. Axe versus Slardar, put Ursa mid versus somebody or Razor mid, and then they do a tri lane. I think it's decent with Winter Wyvern. Minimum at the time he hits 2. If you get the 3rd skill, that can absolutely change early game swings, especially because they're kind of damage low between Lifestealer or Jakiro. Jakiro usually wants money Liquefiers. Maybe if he goes like 2-1-1 or something, he'd be strong as a tri-lane hero, but I just feel like they use all of the Earth Spirit combos and all of the Jakiro combos that like they're gonna be able to kill somebody first. Razor Hard Runners Lifestealer as well, so I feel like LGD with these last 2 picks just completely shut down the damage sources on iG.Vitality.
Yeah, I'm really liking the way LGD responded to this again. It's because iG.V kind of revealed that lane pressure strat pretty early on. Now, last pick here looks like they still need to ramp up a mid unless we're going to see something crazy. Like you mentioned, Dragon is still a possibility, not going to be banned out here. But going up against a Razor is very tricky. You just get all your damage and there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Yeah, I think we need something Queen of Pain, like something, or Storm Spirit maybe, something that's very mobile, that's burst damage. They're Tinker, same thing. They need something that's magic that isn't going to be countered by Razor, because right now it's super counter Wyvern and Razor. Tinker can solve it. Do pure damage from the laser, it'll stop, it'll blind, just miss flying around could really. So, and now it's really good against LGDs up there. Protects against Winter Wyvern. What's it called? Cold Embrace. You can just pretty good.
I really like iG.Vitality's draft here in the sense that they've got 4 heroes, their first 4 picks. They can kind of team fight on their own if necessary. They've got decent amount of damage with Lifestealer scaling into that late game. Jakiro's going to put out a lot if people are going ahead and standing in that macro pyre. But, you know, Tinker, he can just kind of be doing his own thing. He can be split pushing and boot the trouble in and drop those nukes like you mentioned. So I think iG.Vitality have set up really, really smart. Of course, it's all going to come down to it. And that upper bracket curse, you think it's going to continue here? What are your predictions?
I'm really not sure. I mean, they did do LGD before. I do like LGD's draft better this game because I feel like the Tinker, if he's dead in the fight, then it's just a straightforward team fight win from LGD. And LGD has so many different tools they can use to actually engage the fight, whether it's an action machine or maybe like Winter Wyvern curse can really affect. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out.
Ooh, we got the fancy Winter Wyvern set here. That's game winning right there. Look at that. That is gorgeous.
Oh damn,
it's really, like Blue Phoenix.
That's really, look at that tail. It's just like
it's literally Blue Phoenix, man.
Yeah, basically this.
All right, so starting things off, look,
Okay.
we're going to have our Razor mid, which is going to put Ursa in that safe lane position. Is he going to have any real obstacles going against iG.Vitality's aggressiveness?
It all kind of depends on how the dual lane goes, I
30
suppose, but
seconds to
against
battle.
Slardar, it's really something you feel. Especially with Rubik. If Rubik be Rubik in the lane, telekinesis gives you more time to auto-attack somebody, usually, because it'll push them farther away from their tower, which should mean that Ursa can actually kill a lot of these heroes. So I do like Ursa against this. It's going to be very effective.
All right, so things are heating up at the runes. You might have a little bit of Radiant Initiation. You got Jakiro still holding on to that skill point, not deciding if he wants to go in for that early team fight or just pick up some Liquid Fire. Now, Jakiro has just been kind of dead in the water for a little bit in terms of meta. What does he usually skill? Is it maxing out Liquid Fire to get the most out of lane push?
Usually something like 1-1-4 build, just a bit of everything, getting Liquid Fire up to some decent levels, and then when your team starts fighting a bit more, you can go into Dual Breath or Ice Path, depending on what you need. This game, I think Ice Path. I'm actually not sure. I think I would actually prefer Dual Breath this game to maybe max out a little bit further than Ice.
Oh boy,
Just get lacking damage.
we're having some perfect worldness going on, a little bit of lag. I don't want to miss first blood, but at this point it is just a 2 frames a second kind of thing.
Really?
So I'm gonna
I'm
quickly
good.
disconnect, and you take over, man. You hype cast. You got this.
Okay,
I
we got
believe in
this.
you.
So they're doing a defensive trial against this aggressive dual lane. They're going to go on the start first. He will get a stun. He's just so low already. Angel, I might just die. You're going to miss first blood. I hope you're embarrassed. Okay. Oh, got it. Did you get it? It was pretty straightforward. They used Arctic Room. They telekinesis him, threw him back, and he took a ton of damage from 3 right-clicking him, and only so much that Jakiro could do in that. And this is part of the issue. Like, last game got dueling, but that was only 2 heroes, and now they're not forced to do that this game. They can just jungle.
Alright, looks like I'm the only one with lag. Our Chinese casters have popped back in, so first blood on the way of LGD, gonna be a nice little pickup for them, but definitely not gonna be one of those unstoppable snowballs coming bug fights. Actually rotating through. Maybe they look for an easy pick onto this Wyvern. They got some dragon on dragon action, but this try on try, what do you expect to happen with it?
Should continue killing Jakiro or the Slardar pretty endlessly here. I think Jakiro's gonna have to grab Ice Path next as well. Like, that might have been able to help a slight amount. But they don't really want to tri-lane this, I don't think. Especially off-lane. The lane advantage going to the team here. Just having control both small camp and the large camp at the lane.
Oh boy, we're still kind of chugging along here with our 2 frames a second, but well,
I'm still good.
yeah, it's real situational. Some of these Chinese servers, you either got lag or you don't. Sometimes it takes a couple of reconnects to really get that down. Once it's gone, it's usually just smooth and creamy, but for right now, we're just, there we go, power point to the max.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Alright, one more reconnect, we'll try it again.
Our last hitting. They're still last hitting. They are continuing to last hit. So I've got the wave in a pretty good spot. Large camp's pretty stacked up. Light Dealer is playing PvE at the moment, and team's jungling a little. And actually, I would say moderately. He would have been doing a lot, probably just laning against the Life Stealer, most likely. The important thing, of course, was that he forced the 3 versus 2 matchup. So, at the very least, some wasted time from who, at this point, has really not done much. Just a bounty run, it looks like.
Alright, we're looking at a beautiful loading screen here. Alright, we're back in. We got that March of the Machine bug where it's just stripes. Hopefully this is going to sort itself out here. Razor looks like he's getting low, but is able to go through and pop that salve, so maybe still feeling nice and safe. Oh god, I can't see anything.
Mr. Kiro.
Another
Another lift to nuke. Is it laggy again?
Yeah, I'm just going to try a full restart. Maybe it's because Dota's been open for a real long time. Alright, Purge, one more time. You take the wheel, man. I believe in you.
You missed a Winter Wyvern kill. He suicided into neutrals. Not for an S. Mid lane is looking pretty tough for team actually. There's a lot of damage drawn away from him. Pretty much forced to use laser or actually get last hits. Maybe you'll be happier 20 last hits on him. And the Triver's dual lane setup continues. Winter Wyvern back lane's got Splinter as well. They could definitely initiate here. They might let him. They could be the Slardar. Splinter, he's really low. They need like 3 more right clicks. It's going to be close. He actually lives just barely 45 HP. It's a sell for that one. Lost him, but a lot of mana spent on PvD's side there, actually.
I'm so eager to see this game, man. So good. All right, we're back. We're back. It looks a little bit smoother now. Looks like we're not dropping as many frames. Still a little bit chunky, but can't really expect a whole lot. Now moving top, so with kill score, like you mentioned, going to be a quick 0-2 there. Super. Got that death on him, but he does have those 2 points in dual breath. As a Jakiro, when do you usually grab up that ice path? Is it going to be...
It's a pretty crappy skill early. Be really good. Used to do 100 damage. Now it's 50. It's a great 1-point skill, but it's not super amazing this early, especially in this lane where you're Slaughter or Jakiro and you're 3. It's so hard for them to kill anybody. So the reason you grab the dual breath is because they need a lot of damage. 200 damage for 2 skill points rather than 100 for 1. The liquid fire isn't important because it's not like you have free damage. If you come within attack range of a lot of heroes, he'll just get inundated. So by going 2-0-2, his damage output is much better, and he has enough to just continuously cast spells rather than nice.
Alright, so let's talk a little bit about our last hitters here. You got Ursa doing pretty well up top, but I mean, Lifestealer has just had a totally free lane for himself. Paparazzi with 40 last hits. He's just on top of the world right now. How do you deal Lifestealer that's had this much space for the first 6-7 minutes of the game?
You do just what they're doing to leave him there. It's no big deal. Oh, man. Oh wow, actually doing a large amp stack. I assume this is done by the anticipation for the Tinker. That's super huge that he was able to do this. And he's got angles ready, so he'll be able to heal past this.
Can't see anything, dude. I'm just freeze framing up, but clearly cool. Restarts aren't working.
That was like a 3 or 4 stack there. That was massive. Gold Axe is gonna pick up level 6 now with this. So, like, Lifestealer is ahead. You're definitely right about that. He can go ahead though. No surprise there. He's also not accelerating that much faster past that. Only what he'll do is start setting himself up with ganks, jump in or some beautiful lane, do a rolling boulder, infest.
Oh god. Razor's just frozen at like max level plasma field. He looks like in a giant blue crater. Whew, Nelly. Yeah, it's pretty, but it's not what Dota's supposed to look like. I really can't see much of the action here, but looks like we're just gonna try to stick through and see if things resolve. Sometimes it just kind of works itself out in a couple of minutes.
Well, it's probably for the best that I wasn't doing the streaming anyways, let's be real, because I would probably mess up.
Alright, so looks like overall last hitting still looking really good for this lifesteal, but like you mentioned, just keeping the pressure up in the other lanes. Razor getting a lot of space in that mid lane, not feeling a whole lot of pressure for that Tinker. Now Tinker realizing his poor little stacks are gone, not a whole lot of comeback farm he can grab up there, so he's just going to be sitting back and waiting and taking it slow. What are Tinker's ideal timings here?
Yeah, boots to travel pretty fast is genuinely and it's like a 12-minute timing thing. Just now pick the soul ring. He's only got 20 hits. He's been outlaned versus against the Razor.
Bottom lane.
It's not good, honestly.
We're gonna have a smoke.
Really behind.
It's coming in slowly but surely.
You saw the smoke?
I see that they are smoked. I can't really see that they're moving. Oh, here we go. It's like Razor
well
going in, get that stat and gone to dogfight. He's able to roll away real fast there. One little frame, he gets all the way over there. Looks like Razor just continuing to go, throwing up some of those neutral creeps, but not going to find any blood. Unless, of course, Dogfights tries to reinitiate right here, but looks like he's telekinesis. There's going to be that drag back down into the call, into the battle hunger. Oh god, I'm doing all this one frame at a time. It's not easy, man. The roll away will secure his life, and it looks like that's going to be an unfruitful gank from LGD, just taking up some farm, getting some free space in lane, and this tower could be under pressure in just a little bit.
Dogfights is a baller or spirit. That was perfect reactions both times. Instantly did the boulder smash, rolled away. I thought for sure he was for the Razor, the Rubik, but he got out. And then again, more time, forcing him to spend time on him, which is a great trade considering that could have been a gank coming towards Lifesteal instead. But Lifesteal has to be worried here. There's Sable.
Oh man.
Sable's like a change, but he's under a tower, so he's pretty safe.
He feels safe, but now Razor coming in, he's got that stat link at the ready, and that's going to be Paparazzi now feeling real scared, just cowering in that little circle of trees. Meanwhile, up top, there is some aggressive positioning from the Radiant side, able to go through. Slardar gets that pull off, so now Tower going to be harassed up by Super, just keeping everyone in check, going and burning everything down with Liquid Fire. Winter Wyvern not doing a whole lot to zone out, sending out that Splinter Blast every once in a while, but looks like Tower trade will be in favor of the Dire this time.
Yeah, with getting that tier 1 tower, they'll be able to pressure the jungle. Especially when Axe closer and closer to Blink Dagger. If he has that, then there's almost nothing iG.Vit can do until they get ability items on Starter himself. And they have to getting kills
Dire's
like the
middle tower
Infernos.
is under attack.
Where is Lexi right now, by the way? Oh, he's pressuring mid.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's going to be going in towards that mid tower. Should be able to get it unless there's mad rotations or this bot tower falls. Looks like Aim is going to be going in. He's going to be the zoner trying to back everyone up. All right, that's a cool effect. He was there significantly before his TP showed he was. And yeah, looks like he's going to be doing his best, keeping things zoned out. Switching over to net worth here. He's going to be third on chart. Lifestealer, still our #1 boy, almost at his armlet on top of FaZe. That's pretty well timed at 10 minutes in.
Yeah. It's a stop push on the lane one really good for win 5 ring.
Right, we gotta try another reconnect here.
Got this.
All
The best
right, cross
bit
your
about
fingers.
this is just Splinter Blast. It's a really strong nuke, very spam wall, 7 cool. So as you gotta take the enemy tower, it's a lot more difficult than what LGD was working with there. But with Liquid Fire, as long as the groups never get to the tower, then you don't necessarily have the ability to apply it.
Hold your breath here. We'll see. It's gonna get smooth again. This is not Moonduck stream lag. I promise this is a perfect world servers. Unfortunately, being quite uncooperative. Sometimes it takes a bunch of reconnects to get it smooth. Unfortunately, 4th time was not the charm.
Try.
It was definitely a good try.
Still go well for me. I got this.
All right, Purge.
Worst case, you turn off the stream and handle it. But then we have to worry about delay.
Yeah, it should be relevant itself at some point. I've had games that start off real yucky and then get smooth by mid-game. Now we are going to have a smoke gank into the Roche pit. DD Rune scouted out, into picks it up. He's got a Lifestealer inside. They want to go after the Ursa. Slowly but surely, he's chunked himself away. The Crush is going to latch. There's the Lifestealer coming back out, and Aim, even in his ult, cannot deal with that damage just coming in from iG.Vit. So they put themselves on the board with an Ursa kill nonetheless. 11 minutes in, that's when Ursa was thinking about hopping into the Roche pit. So delaying that timing is really good for iG.Vit.
And he's at 2-0 at this point, so any is going to be massive when they're a bit behind, especially because Tinker can continue farming. He's actually, the Boots would travel at a really fast rate, 72 last hits now. He's caught up massively how behind he was before. So happy. Like, just, yeah, he's just got a Dog Dagger, and then all he has to worry about is Think Axe. So all he has to do is play this game in the trees, I think. He went for Vanguard first, though. An interesting choice, but it is very good. It's minus armor strat like Solar's.
Yeah, again, just want to make a quick apology here. The game is being streamed. We are the English coverage in bo3, so go ahead and check that out if this stream is unwatchably laggy. I totally get it. Not ideal situation. A dogfight, a tower, just easy cleanup from Aim.
TV is not getting better though, that's the one. Dota TV is always really bad when you're spectating Chinese games. I was trying to watch something earlier this week and every time it's unwatchable. The stream is the only way.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying here. We're still going to bring you the best play-by-play coverage possible, but unfortunately we only have...
Purge.
From Purge.
Because
Purge is really taking over the play-by-play. You know, we might try a 5th time at some point, but we got to give it a little time to work itself out here. Jakiro just blipping around the map. Now, how are his timings doing? Is
he's
he
really
where he
happy.
need to be, or...?
Yeah, he's got tons of levels. That's the important thing. He probably got a lot of space top. All that has to happen is Slider can rotate. Jiro stays in the lane, constantly pushing the lane. It's very easy to pressure the tower at that point. Like as soon as LGD ditches and Jakiro's left by himself, everything can open up. For reasons like these, just the tower and does like tons of damage, which is 20 times 5. It's like 125 damage, 120.
Here we go. Mid tower deck could be set up for a team here. Looks like there's the Winter Wyvern onto the high. The rest of the ready just kind of scribbling around looking for something. Ursa just chilling in the Roche pit. I can't see
shit.
Oh.
The Roche was fracked. It was like literally one hit from dying, and the Lifestealer walked into melee range, and he was about to hit it, got bashed. And then Lifestealer
I'm sure that was awesome looking.
He took the Aegis, and she's crying. Genuinely, the baby crying. There's no way I'm crying here.
Oh, mid lane. Sure looks like he is. Alright, he's gonna be, just take the man, it's on you.
Get fast call, blows up the Razor. He saw an opportunity, but it didn't look good. And now they have 4 dead here in this game that was looking pretty good. It was completely opened up for B.
Oh man, net worth is spiking up after that. Also, apologies, the stream is on a 5-minute delay. I just noted that Mott has toggled my sentiment on, so real quick fixing that up.
Dota music?
Yeah. All Dead Mouse music pack. Anyway, mid tower being down 5 popped out, but LG, they just don't have enough bombs that can get it close for this. They popped out into Survivor and LG. Ursa's a little too risky to put it here. And he was not able to grab up that Aegis. That means the T2 tower of IG. Could this team in that streak of, winner bracket going home immediately after losing?
I'd be so surprised. I mean, their lane state was solid for GD. They got control of the lanes. They've been very well in terms of lanes, but all of a sudden, just the Roche had Dyne in the Roche area, and now losing the Roche and Dyne and the Aegis, it's just going to allow IGD to keep pressuring and have so much of the Lifestealer and so many ways to initiate with the invest. The game is kind of out of control.
Sure look like it here. Tinker, zip it in. I mean, Tinker's farm's been pretty phenomenal here. 1-0-2, so it's not like his team fight impact is amazing, but he's definitely getting the space he needs. He's doing his Tinker thing. His team perfectly capable of fighting with or without it. Seems like iG.Vit are just in a phenomenal position. Net worth chart, definitely agreeing after that last big team, that last big push. Dipping 7,500 net worth in favor of IG. Similar story to the XP. Now, you're 3 gonna get pressed. You've got Tink marching the machine. Still got plenty of mana online and but there's really not a whole damage follow-up. LGD with Axe, with the Ursa, it seems like they should be able to fight early. iG.Vit knowing when to go in, when to back out, it's going pretty well.
Yeah, at least it can clear the clears. The fact that they have both Rubik and Winter Wyvern means that our Axe at 50 minutes, like iG.Vit was close to that. SO1 Lifestealer, Liquid Fire, and Mac also, like, they actually have great. But if you can get past the creep wave and jump and kill supports, gone. LG's gotta be so careful because they defend it.
Alright, looks like Tinker hopping back. And Winter Wyvern has to do her thing. Just gonna be spraying out damage. Can get really low. See the burst wave going back in. There's gonna be that Winter's Wyvern up popped out. But I mean, that's not even gonna be enough to kill anyone. And IG looks like it could be a real quick victory. There's gonna be a coming back in. They get the Rubik. He's gonna be locked down in ice for all eternity. And now the macro pyre for Jakiros to seal the deal. You've got Mate going back in, tossing out the platform. But it's going to be a blink forward. It's a lot going to go smash up. Lifestealer side. Another kill going the iG.Vit. Rack going to shoot on. We're only 16.5 minutes into game. It's already seeing like LGD are facing up with the game right here. iG.Vit just getting everything they need out of these pushes. And I mean, Tinker already having this much of a map impact. 17 minutes in, it's crazy. He's gone for Dagon for one. He feels so confident, and rightfully so.
Man, it just looked so good for LGD, but all of a sudden the Roche steals changed everything. And also there's just been a lack of rotations, especially the Axe going for a Vanguard over a Blink Dagger early game. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I feel like he could have grabbed. They do have major damage problems. Like, that is clearly one of their huge issues. So even if they did gank with a Blink Dagger Axe, he would have to link. Then all of the other heroes would have to their spells. But it's a Rubik and a Winter Wyvern. Those aren't like high damage nukers. Here comes a fight. They die.
I hope so.
Over.
Yup, it looks.
It's going okay at least. The ice path does work, but they're stealing a lot of damage from the Lifestealer. He's actually just dead.
Lifestealer, yeah, he's gonna be going down here. It looks like he's just gonna be crawling his way out of this one. The Aegis is gonna pop. We'll see if LGD can find anything else in the background of the fight. Axe, he's treadmill and he's looking hard. He's gonna get silenced up. Ursa moving forward. Could be marching the machines. Damage coming in. The nukes from Tinker doing a lot of work, but looks like in July getting low as well. Will end up going down. That's gonna be 2 heroes out of the fight. LGD have a successful hold in this mid lane. They're going for more. Lifestealer after that Aegis is popped. We'll see if he's gonna crawl his way out of this one. He's trying. Let's see, come on, swim, boy, swim.
Talking about Lifestealer's way gone.
Oh, look, he is. He's dead now. There we go. Flash forward 20 seconds and he's dead.
Oh no, he's good. He did lose his Aegis. It was a really good fight for them. They basically initiated on one hero. The Winter Wyvern instantly responded, and even the macro power wasn't enough to offset the regen. So it was a great fight coming from LGD. They got some very crucial kills. They still did get racks pre 20 minutes. That's not a good thing, but their heroes are getting some of the items they need. Razor opted for a Hood of Defiance this game. Ursa's also got his Blink Dagger, another Ogre Club past that, and the Blink Dagger soon acts as well. So LGD's starting to come together finally, but now they have to start dealing with late game Tinker, and I don't even know if they're ready for that one.
It's 18 minutes in. This is late game Tinker. That's a ridiculous statement. all on its own. And you look at this, and what is LGD's late game? It's not like it scales phenomenally. Razor,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not getting enough farm. He's not really getting the items he needs. He went for straight boots to travel into Hood because he's just dying so much. So he's not really putting out good damage unless he gets off a great static link axe. He's trying, he can soak up a lot of damage, but he can't really get kills on his own. And Ursa, I mean, he's a great hope here, but he's really only got a blink mask of mask going for him, which...
Well, on his bright side, that's all you need on Ursa. You just need initiation and a little attack speed and move speed. They're going to try to get a catch here. Rubik can do a lift. It's just the March on the Sheen's so hard to fight in. That's why Razor had to go for a Hood this game. He almost had a good fight mid, but he just took too much nuke damage.
Ooh, Nelly, alright. Smoked up LGD, looking to go for that defense again. This is their only outer tower remaining. We've got a double damage Razor just clearing back the creeps, but it looks like Radiant... Oh, they're content to go back in here. The rest of the group are smoked up. They've got In July. He's got a buddy inside him. Slowly but surely, we're seeing this fight shape up where now all of LGD knows where iG.Vit's at. They're at this weak point near that top lane. Where's the fight going to be going down? Let's take a prediction here. How many frames of fight do we get to see this time?
16 for sure.
16? All right, Purge. Someone keep track. I'm sure chat can take care of that for us.
Observer spotting everything else. They got to kill Winter Wyvern first, ideally, since Cold Embrace can shut down whatever initiation they have. Tinker also does have a Dagon though, so his burst damage is fantastic. Although 2 lasers and 3 points in missiles, so he's not quite at full damage potential.
Oh, looks like a boulder is going to be going in. Not going to find anyone out here, just kind of sitting around, teasing the fight out, maybe forcing some spells. If they can actually go through and force a Splinter Blast, force a Winter's Curse before LGD are really ready to commit, then it's going to be pretty interesting here. We keep seeing the auto disconnect coming up, but we've never actually dropped here. Ice Path rather connects, but looks like that's not going to be enough to really get things going. iG.V exercise appropriate caution, just making sure Tinker keeps spamming out those little bots and retreating to a safe distance. The Roshan is going to be respawning fairly shortly, and that's going to be an objective the Radiant are really looking towards to go back and crack the high ground once again.
Yeah, LGD was able to control the vision control on that cliff near the tier 2, and because they were able to kill that, that's going to force iG.V back. They still have some really great wards in the area, so taking Roche at all is going to be tough unless they do a smoke in while the rest of the team is standing there as if they pretend like they're not in the pit yet. But for now, iG.V backing off and spreading out, looking like maybe another smoke here. Just constant formatting, just what we said in the draft. Like Tinker pushes lanes, the other 4 looking for a moment.
It's exactly what they got to do, because, I mean, that's a pretty self-contained team fight. Lifestealer, Slardar, Earth Spirit, Jakiro, lots of control at this point with all the farm they've got, lots of damage. There's really no downside to just going in as 4. They know LGD, even as 5, really can't stop them, and then Tinker just TPs in and destroys them.
Now
Tinker...
Roche, though. He's got so much minus armor between the deaths, and he's got a DD now. Roche is just going to die. And they're not going to be able to react. They just don't have the same map control. Like, Tinker pushed out all the lanes. There's creeps in their base already. It's 22 minutes. Like, that's the issue. They got raxed at 16 minutes. No way that they can just wait this out and take Roche for sure.
There we go. Looks like Roche is getting low. He's thinking about going down. There we go. We got an Aegis on the Lifestealer, and that's going to be what looks to be sealing the deal. Again, look at this net worth jump. You saw that 4-man wipe on LGD. You saw that tier 2 going down. There's the racks right about there, and now it's been holding steady at 10,000 net worth in favor of iG.V, and they show no signs of slowing down. Lifestealer scales phenomenally late, Tinker scales great late, and everyone's just getting oodles of farm. Looking at net worth here, we got Lifestealer and Tinker sitting very comfortably ahead everyone on LGD.
Well, they can still do a good Winter's Curse at least. Like, Lifestealer does so much physical damage, and he's quite farmed, so they tried to do that when they went Rax, and it was a waste. The rage from the Lifestealer came out in time, but maybe one advantage they have. But that said, there's a lot of armor on a lot of the heroes on the Radiant side, so hero, maybe the one vulnerable person there, is still likely to be grabbed. Slar's ready to initiate though.
It looks like it. He's crawling around in those trees. We'll see if he's gonna blink. Hey, looks like he did. There we're gonna go. Everyone's gonna be stunned up. We got Ice Pass, we got Macropie. There's gonna be a Magnetize popped out by the Earth Spirit. The rest of LGD are running away. No one's died just yet. They are gonna get the kill on the axe, but Nice Winter's Curse, Lifestealer gonna be munching onto that Earth Spirit. Don't know if he gets out of this one. Looks like the armlet not gonna be enough to kill his buddy. Their aim though, blinking forward, the Ursa able to get the kill on the Earth Spirit. Now they're looking to get everything down in LGD. They get the Winter Wyvern down, and it looks like this tier 2 is going to be next on the menu. They're chasing down everyone they can possibly find. The Ursa going to go ahead and get blinded. Heat-seeking missile, not going to finish off aim this time. Looks like he will be able to get back to base, but this tower is gonzo, and it looks like the Rax could be up next.
Yeah, they really needed to win that team fight, but just killing Lifestealer is so difficult, especially when he has Aegis like this. At any moment he can press Rage. They don't really have amazing burst damage. They're just so far behind. Even like Rubik can steal good skills.
It appears so here, this tier 3. Not going to be picked on just yet. Nice little fortify will buy some time for LGD, but again, it's just going to be a steeper and steeper climb uphill. iG.Vit, they've got so much map control. It's pretty much this. This is what iG.Vit have to farm up, and it is a hell of a lot more than LGD got, so more items coming in, way more levels. Take a look at the overall level chart, and you can really start to see the difference. Both dire supports still sitting at level 8, whereas you've got level 11 on your Jakiro, that's level 2 Macropire. Team fights are just looking so much more comfortable for iG.Vit.
Yeah, they really are. Like, they can jump in many different ways. They can start team fights, they can chase and counter push at the same value that LG can, but they can also just nuke safety. The damage output that Tinker has basically offsets everything that Rook and Winter Wyvern are accomplishing right now. With the exception of Cola Race, that's really the only good skill that LGD has that's potentially changing these team fights. Almost an eggs on Tinker as well. Like, he's ready to go. All he has to do is spam missiles, pretty much. They put a ward down and he just spams missiles like 4 times, and LG has to go heal, and then they can hit the buildings a couple times, and then rinse repeat. AC's even up on Lifestealer. Like, they have so much armor. That's minus 12, not even counting the Slardar.
Yeah, I mean, you're just cutting through this axe like butter. One of the things you pick up an axe, so you have that pretty early frontliner that can just kind of go in, blink call into everything, everything immortal. Now blink forward from our Slardar, gonna land a double land crush. Looks like a heat-seeking missile should finish off a good number of heroes here. Stun onto the Razor. He's draining some damage, but it's not gonna be enough there. Cold Embrace buying some time. In fact, Razor's still alive, but this tier 3 going paparazzi will slap it onto the Rax. They're getting low, but it looks like LGD might be driving them back this time. iG.Vit, they're not getting crazy, they're not getting cocky, they're showing a lot of restraint, knowing that no matter how late this game goes, they can really keep up the slow siege, and LGD are going to slowly start to trickle off because the farm just is coming in for them.
And the missile spam starts. Another stun.
Take it, man. It's all you.
Oh god, they're still in the damage. The laser hits 4 heroes. You can just cast that like 4 times and just win a fight. You open, finally, the Winter Wyvern ulti, but it's just on a creep, and the game's just over. There's just no way they can win at this point. Like, with eggs on Tinker and this much gold advantage on their cores and the ability to initiate, all of the heroes that LG picked completely missed their timings. Like, the Razor has to be good in early fights, but just fighting through March of the Machines wasn't there. Like, they just basically went completely inactive from the 6 to 8 minute mark to like the 14-minute mark, and all of a sudden it was just iG.Vit rolling over them entirely. Just a couple bad fights and the game just ended.
All right, so iG.Vit